And he says, Al-ghalabatu lillahi wa li-rasuli, that the victory is for Allah and His Messenger. And that was it. That was the end of that tyrant. So, dear brothers and sisters, realize the people of Palestine and Gaza are protecting that land, the honorable land, the land of the prophets and the messengers, the land which the Prophet ﷺ was brought on the night of Al-Isra wal-Mi'raj, the land in which all of the prophets gathered and prayed together, and many hundreds of thousands of them who preached Islam there, who preached the words of Allah, and who also are buried there, who are there to rest. This is the land of the prophets ﷺ. This is the land of the best of people today, who are from their progeny, who are coming from these very people. And they are protecting and they are sacrificing. Millions are being offered to them. Millions. And the things that they are offered today, but no, we cannot leave this. This belongs to the ummah of the Prophet ﷺ. So we owe it to them to do what we can, to make sure that we don't forget and we don't stop to talk, to inform, to make dua, to go into the sujood for our brothers and sisters around the world, and especially for the people of Gaza. There are Muslims around the world whose genocide is not being shown to us, whose torture is not even being shown. We're not able to see. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be with them and Allah help them. Right? And we make dua for those people. But so today, brothers and sisters, anyone with even half a heart or a brain would realize, and they can see Israel and what it is for today, what they're doing in this genocide that they're doing. And so it's important that we show those people, let the people know, those who are trying to cover their eyes and ears, who are trying to turn a blind eye, we let them know that this is happening. And this is continuously happening. Right now as we speak, children are dying. People are being starved. So we cannot stop talking about it, we cannot stop sharing, and we will do and continue until we can. Right? So these pioneers and heroes, the Sahaba radiallahu anhum, they did not succumb to the oppression. They refused to be broken. Right? They refused. And so this is exactly what our brothers and sisters are doing at the same time. We ask Allah to grant them strength. Right? So the same mistake that Abu Jahl made, these Fir'auns are making the same mistake. They're increasing their torture, they're increasing their oppression, and they think that nothing will happen. No one can stop us. And now they don't even have that shame anymore, bombing hospitals and schools and killing people in daylight. I mean, this is something they've been doing for the longest time, but today, in front of the world watching, you see that they've lost that shame and they continue to mock. But little do they realize they're destroying everything that they have. They are in front of the world changing the people's minds and thoughts. And at the same time, the Muslims who are resilient, who are patient, who show their iman through their difficulty, through the difficulty, they're saying what they're saying after being put through what they're being put through. The people are looking at this and saying, we cannot understand what is that strength that they have. What is that iman and the faith that they have? Subhanallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is bringing guidance to the people through them. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for guidance. We ask Allah to grant us strength in our brothers and sisters in Palestine, strength. Ya Allah, you continue to be with them and grant them safety and peace, Ya Rabbil Alameen. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروا إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله وحده والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده. قال الله تبارك وتعالى إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وبارك على محمد وأزواجه وذريته وأصحابه أبو بكر عمر عثمان وعلي رضي الله عنهم أجمعين. Dear brothers and sisters, again I remind myself and all of us, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will test us in this life. For some of us it will be a little more difficult, for some it will be different. But every one of us will be tested for our faith and our iman. And the help of Allah always will come, always has come, and will continue to come. But many a times we see that it is usually when the difficulty reaches its peak. Usually it's at the end. Usually when people start to lose, that hope, when people see that the people have turned their eyes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's help is there. We look at the examples in the Quran. We look at Hajara alayhi salam. We look at the difficulty she went through. Okay? The hunger, the difficulty, being in a place where there's no one alive, no life in sight, no water, no nothing. The child becoming hungry and starving and thirsty. And it seems like everything is coming to an end. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's help will come. It has always come to His believers, to His friends, and it will continue to come. We look at the example of Lut alayhi salam, right? When everything else came and it seemed that they are going to be destroyed, and the people had surrounded the house of this prophet, and his guests had come, and it seemed like they are going to come and destroy these people, these guests, who they thought they were men. But then, subhanallah, the evening passes, and these angels give the glad tidings. That alaysa subhu biqarib, yani that the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is coming at this time, at the time of Fajr. And it could have been that they could have told the Prophet of Allah earlier that they were messengers, and that لَن يَصِلُوا إِلَيْكَ, that these people will never be able to reach them. But the Prophet of Allah, he continued to show patience, he continued to have hope in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and only at the end, when it seemed everything was, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's help comes. So dear brothers and sisters, the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is near. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to keep us strong and steadfast. And dear Muslims, the last few pieces of advice to myself and all of us, that do not stop praying. Do not stop making dua. Do not stop doing sujood. And let us spread the word more and more. Believe it or not, even with everything happening, there are people who just don't want to know. They don't want to feel that guilt. They don't want to see that they come to realize that this is happening. It is our job to share this. It is our job to make sure that everyone, our neighbors, and every single every single person should know. I had visitors a few weeks back who were coming from different churches, and you would be shocked as to the information they are understanding and what they were coming with. Majority of them were 60 plus, but it is a sad situation. What an oppression it would be that they would not be told the truth, that they would not be seen or shown the picture that is actually in front of everyone. What an oppression, what a sad state that would have been. So it is our job to spread this message. Let us not be distracted. Let us not forget, right? We have things that will distract us often. Things will come, events will come, sporting events, this, that, everything will come. Don't forget what is happening to our brothers and sisters. There are children who are dying at this moment. People are being starved just to survive. They're being shot at. Understand this. Let's not become desensitized to that. And let's continue to pray for them, inshaAllah. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant them strength. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Allah, grant them security and peace, Ya Rabbil Alameen. اللهم عليك بمن ظلمهم اللهم عليك بمن ظلمهم اللهم عليك بالصهاينة الظالمين اللهم دمر ديارهم وشتت شملهم وخالف بين كلمتهم وزلزل أقدامهم وأنزل بهم بأسك الذي لا ترده عن القوم المجرمين اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين اللهم انصر إخواننا المستضعفين في كل مكان يا رب العالمين لا يعلم بحالهم إلا أنت اللهم كن لهم عونا ونصيرا اللهم كن لهم عونا ونصيرا يا رب العالمين اللهم فرج همهم ونفس كربهم اللهم بدل خوفهم أمنا يا أرحم الراحمين عباد الله رحمكم الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون أقيموا الصلاة
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة، حي على الفلاح، قد قامت الصلاة، قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر، الله أكبر، لا إله إلا الله.
لا إله إلا الله. استووا اعتدلوا. استووا. Please make sure the heels on the line, shoulder to shoulder, fill in all the gaps. Please silence your phones. Allahu Akbar. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. أم حسبتم أن تدخلوا الجنة ولما يأتكم مثل الذين خلوا من قبلكم مستهم البأساء والضراء وزلزلوا حتى يقول الرسول والذين آمنوا معه متى نصر الله ألا إن نصر الله قريب. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. يسألونك ماذا ينفقون قل ما أنفقتم من خير فللوالدين والأقربين واليتامى والمساكين وابن السبيل وما تفعلوا من خير فإن الله به عليم. كتب عليكم القتال وهو كره لكم وعسى أن تكرهوا شيئا وهو خير لكم وعسى أن تحبوا شيئا وهو شر لكم والله يعلم وأنتم لا تعلمون. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر السلام عليكم ورحمة الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله اللهم استغفر الله استغفر الله استغفر الله محمد السلام
Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah. If I could have a few minutes of your time, if you please be seated. There are some important announcements that we would like to make. First of all, as the Ramadan is approaching, we are continuously working and planning for the Ramadan, so we want everybody to participate, and there are some few important dates that we will be putting out. We have the March 16th, the Sisters Only Qiyam, and then we have March 17th, I believe that it will be an interfaith dinner. And most importantly, I want everybody to remember the March 30th is our annual fundraiser, which we will be, our goal is to raise money to build the school next door, which we have a 2.7 acres land. And it is a very important project for the community. So we would like everyone to attend that fundraiser and plan for it so that you don't book yourself for any iftar dinners. We will have, inshallah, iftar here. Apart from that, moving forward, May 11th, after Ramadan, will be a general body meeting along with the general election on that date. Please mark your calendars. We have a couple candidates here who are running for the general election here for US. One thing that I would like to remind that we do not endorse any candidate as an organization because of the 501c status. So I will first, I'll give it to a brother here, Raji, who is running for the US Senate. So he will have few words to comment on, and then we will have Brother Kaleem, who will be representing a